You're working hard, you're chasing that goal, and you keep telling yourself there's only one thing you're afraid of: failing. But what if that's not it at all? What if the real fear is something you'd never expect?
You really think that's what's holding you back? That all this effort, all this worry is about not messing up?
You're not, I'm telling you. It's not about failure. Not really.
I know, that sounds completely backwards, right? Why would you possibly be afraid of getting the very thing you want? Well, it turns out the answer to that is kind of complicated. Okay, so let's start with the most personal thing there is. You. The person you are right this second, and the person you're terrified success is going to turn you into.
Seriously, think about it for a second. That successful version of you, are they still you? Or are they suddenly way busier, a little more distant from your friends? Maybe they have to make tough choices that the current you wouldn't like. The fear isn't about the journey, it's about the destination.
And boom, there it is. That's the real heart of it. It's this deep, subconscious fight against a future version of yourself that you're not even sure you're going to like. So what does your brain do? It starts hitting the brakes. It creates resistance. It's not trying to stop you from failing. It's actually trying to protect you by keeping you exactly where you are, with the identity it knows and feels safe with. And here's where it gets even stranger. All that stuff you do, the hustle, the late nights, the constant planning, what if that has become your entire personality? Just think about that for a minute. The moment you achieve the goal, the chase is over. And for a lot of us, being the one who's trying, the person who's always pushing, that feels way more real and familiar than the idea of actually having arrived.
Okay, so that's the internal battle. But this feeling doesn't just stay in your head. Oh no, it spills out into the real world and into the absolute terror of being truly seen.
Potential is so comfortable, isn't it? It's like this warm, cozy blanket. It's your excuse for everything. It's a promise of what you could do. But success? Success rips that blanket right off. Suddenly, you're not the person with potential anymore. You're the person with results. And that is incredibly scary, because when you're just potential, you can brush off any criticism. But when you succeed, you're just out there, in the open, for everyone to look at and judge for real. That is a whole different level of pressure. And to protect ourselves from that, we come up with these clever mental traps. We'll daydream about success so much it almost feels real, and that just kills our motivation. Or we get totally paralyzed, treating every little step like it's some permanent final decision. We end up waiting for this perfect, certain moment that, let's be honest, is never going to come. So this brings us to the last, and maybe the biggest piece of this whole puzzle. It's not just about who you might become or how people might see you. It's about what and who you might have to leave behind. On one hand, you've got your world right now. Yeah, it might not be perfect, but it's familiar. You know the rules, you know the people, it's comfortable. And on the other hand, you've got the world of success, full of new demands, brand new challenges, and the very real possibility of drifting away from everything you know. It's a trade-off, and your brain knows it. And this part is so important to get. That feeling of stalling, that procrastination you beat yourself up about, it's probably not laziness. It might actually be a quiet, subconscious act of loyalty to the life you have right now. A deep resistance to paying the price of moving on. So when you boil it all down, what's really going on here? What's the real reason you feel so stuck? Well, we know for sure it isn't the fear of failing. That's just way too simple. And it is definitely not a lack of ambition. In fact, the more ambitious you are, the stronger this fear can actually get. No, the real reason, it's that quiet little voice, that foot you keep on the brake without even noticing. It's that quiet resistance. That's the secret. You're not scared of where you're going, you're scared of what it'll cost to get there. The fear of outgrowing the people, the places, and the version of yourself that makes up your entire world today. So the real question you have to ask yourself isn't, what if I fail? It's who am I so afraid of becoming, and what am I really afraid of losing to become them? Figuring that out, that just might be the first real step you take.